It's showtime.
Hello. Thumb up the video, share everywhere, including your YouTube community tab. Please and thank you. For those who are returning, welcome back. So we're going to be talking about Bhad Bhabie. I know, she's ratchet. And people have said that she's mixed race, that she's light-skinned black. No, she's 100% white. And I know a lot of you all who are Bhad Bhabie fans, you don't really care. To me, it doesn't really matter. It only matters in context of why she was able to be successful. So again, if you're new here, please subscribe, thumb up the video, share everywhere, including your YouTube community tab. This is about her mom, who is being a Karen, who in her own way is trying to clean up Bhad Bhabie's life, clean up her circle, but it's very difficult to do so because the mom is the cause of the reason why Bhad Bhabie is the way she is. And also Bhad Bhabie's money affords the mom her lifestyle. So the mom can't really have a conversation with Bhad Bhabie and be like, hey, the people that you surround yourself with, they're bad company. You should leave them alone because that bad company is a part of her image. And plus, Bhad Bhabie is funding her mom's lifestyle. And to a certain extent, the dad. Dad is Jewish, mom is Italian. Bhad Bhabie is 100% white by American standards. But when it comes to, let's say, the white community, Bhad Bhabie is trash. She'd be considered Jewish trash and Italian trash. I know you all don't really want to hear that. But that's what it is. One of Bhad Bhabie's friends was booked on battery. It was a he say, she say moment in regards to Bhad Bhabie's mom. And the police, they went with the mom. Now, you could say, well, maybe it's racism and this and that. So Bhad Bhabie probably is not even really trying to take a side. But Ricky, that's the guy on the right, and Barbara, that's Bhad Bhabie's mom, they both called the police after an August showdown at Bhad Bhabie's house. The cops who arrived determined that Barbara to be the aggressor. Neither was arrested or cited at the time. Now, in November, police, after interviewing Ricky and Barbara and reviewing video, they've determined that Barbara to be the victim. And an arrest warrant was issued and Ricky was arrested and he's been released from custody. So how did we get here? I think this is what happened. Barbara went to the house that Bhad Bhabie owns, that Barbara kind of like has access to the security system. She rolled up on Ricky. Ricky's like, WTF. Barbara was like, who are you? Why are you here? They get into a back and forth, a verbal thing. And instead of Barbara calling Bhad Bhabie to see who this guy is and should he be over here, she instantly went into Karen mode. And according to Ricky, started to use racial slurs, tried to get the guy out of there. He wasn't trying to leave because he was staying there, allowed to be there by Bhad Bhabie. But the mom, Barbara, being a whole Karen, she wanted to remove Ricky, in my opinion, because he's black. Ricky, defending himself, had a back and forth with Barbara. Barbara allegedly tried to use her phone to attack Ricky. Ricky snatched the phone away. They kept getting into it. The police were called. They both gave their sides of the story. So the reason why someone like Bhad Bhabie is even famous is because of what happened on Dr. Phil. Her dad, who is Jewish, dude's name is Ira, and then Barbara, who is Italian, they dated for a year before Bhad Bhabie was born. They separated when she was an infant. So she, again, she's Jewish on her father's side, Italian on her mom's side. And so Bhad Bhabie was raised in a Catholic household. The father, who was nowhere to be around. He was a deputy who worked for Palm Beach County, the sheriff's office. She has two younger half brothers that are in and out of the picture. The mom had no control over Bhad Bhabie, and I think because, and this is all alleged, this is me just guessing at this point, I think that when the father left, the mom was poor and was forced to live around broken poor people in low income area. And Bhad Bhabie started to make friends with the locals who were ghetto and ratchet. And so with them being ghetto and ratchet, Bhad Bhabie became ghetto and ratchet. Even though she's white, she got used to having like the black girl aesthetic, which is being ghetto and ratchet and hanging around black chicks and even white chicks. And so the mom was trying to save Bhad Bhabie because Bhad Bhabie was committing crimes. They went on Dr. Phil. for a segment that was called "I Want to Give Up My Car Stealing, Knife Wielding, Twerking 13-year-old Daughter Who Tried to Frame Me for a Crime." If you're talking about a 13-year-old who's doing all this stuff, who's a delinquent, a menace to society, going on Dr. Phil is probably the wrong answer. But I think the mom was watching Dr. Phil, wanted to be paid by Dr. Phil, and in my opinion was trying to exploit her daughter, and it somewhat backfired. They appeared on the show to discuss Bhad Bhabie's behavior, which included stealing a crew member's car while the episode was being filmed. Bhad Bhabie became irritated at the audience's laughter. She responded to them by saying, "Catch me outside, how about that?" But she can't talk straight, so it sounded like "Catch me outside, how about that?" It became a meme, and Bhad Bhabie became known as the Cash Me Outside girl. She first appeared on there September 14, 2016. She reappeared on the show February 10, 2017. A couple months later, she didn't have a studio audience. As she was talking, it was determined that she needs to go to a place where she can possibly be turned around, which is the Turnabout Ranch. Now, during this time, Bhad Bhabie didn't communicate that the mom's boyfriend or boyfriends had been taking advantage of her, abusing a teddy bear. Bhad Bhabie didn't say that. To a certain extent, when Bhad Bhabie was being rebellious, wanting to go against her mom and indirectly her father, there's mental consent, legal consent, physical consent. So most of the time, abuse victims, they eventually start to give physical consent. And in their mind, they're in a whole relationship with their abuser. And so the mom, more than likely, I don't know for sure, the mom more than likely found out about the abuse, and because she was trying to hang on to the guys, looked the other way, scolded Bhad Bhabie, and probably even blamed Bhad Bhabie for what happened to her. So Bhad Bhabie's hanging around the local ninjas, learning how to steal cars, wield knives, twerk, doing all that stuff, all that ratchet stuff, then getting abused by people. Bhad Bhabie never stood a chance. Bhad Bhabie and her mom, trying to capitalize on her internet fame, being internet famous, they sued 3 companies for infringing on her intellectual property rights by using her signature catchphrase without consent. She also threatened to sue Walmart for using catchphrases on t-shirts. She also got nominated for the 2017 MTV Movie and TV Awards in the trending category based on the catchphrase. And again, after reappearing on Dr. Phil, she ended up going to the Turnabout Ranch for troubled teens, and it was revealed by her at the ranch they were abusing people. She was later arrested and pleaded guilty to charges of grand theft, marijuana possession, and filing a false police report, for which she was sentenced to 5 years probation. This is July 2017. The probation ended March 2018 after she hired a new lawyer. She started to capitalize on the internet fame, didn't really pan out that well, but she ended up uploading a video of her talking about the Turnabout Ranch, where she accused staffers of forcing her to sit still for 3 days straight without being allowed to sleep. Most of the time, people who go to this ranch, a lot of people don't really care or don't believe them about the abuse, because these are people who have committed crimes and they have victims. Same thing with Bhad Bhabie. When she first talked about the Turnaround Ranch, people were kind of like, yeah, but you probably lying because of how you were on Dr. Phil and how you were in real life. So a lot of people just didn't really take her serious, didn't really care. They even used physical restraints on other teenagers, according to her, and ignored reports of bullying. She also criticized Dr. Phil for sending teenagers on his show to the facility. And of course, he was getting kickbacks. Everyone usually takes advantage of troubled youth, especially when they come from low income and poor backgrounds. People take advantage, and Bhad Bhabie was no different. I'm not here to take up for her and get you to sympathize with her, but I'm just kind of like laying the groundwork as to why someone like Bhad Bhabie, who is white, is stealing black culture and using it because that's what she grew up in. That's why she keeps hanging around these black dudes who are abusive, on the wrong side of the tracks, negative, toxic. She's hanging around them because that's all she knows. And there's also other black girls that's all they know till they get like 25, maybe even 30. And by the time they get 30 and they want a good man, a God-fearing man, they want things to turn around, they're pregnant. They got debt, weight problem, mental health issues, unresolved childhood issues. They got all that. And it's because Bhad Bhabie's mom and father failed her. Now, in failing her, they are hanging around because they want money. They want her money because her antics on social media and on OnlyFans has generated a lot of money. And now they're kind of like, well, we want to save her, but we understand if we do save her, we're going to lose the golden goose. Yeah. They understand that her music career didn't take off. Being on social media hadn't taken off. What really brought in the money was turning 18 and going to OnlyFans. And then, you know, most of the people on OnlyFans, they're married men or older men who would like to crack that, but they can't. That's who is subscribing to these OnlyFans of these young girls, especially Bhad Bhabie. She has the quote unquote baddie aesthetic and personality. And that's why a lot of people don't take her serious. And they just write her off as being ratchet. So she revealed that she was diagnosed with cancer, saying, I'm sorry, my cancer medicine made me lose weight. I'm slowly gaining it back. Stop running with the worst narratives. Well, people weren't running with narratives because your cancer has nothing to do with your attitude. And you're a product of your environment, which is because of your mom and your dad. You grew up in low income, ratchet areas. You blended in. Nothing wrong with that. But now that you got money, you're still continuing to be how you are as far as being ratchet because it makes you money and nobody can tell you anything. Most of the time what ends up happening is somebody has to have a real major crash out for them to really be like, you know what? I need to find different ways to make money. I need to turn my life around, especially because Bhad Bhabie's got a kid. With her having a child and being a mom, that doesn't really matter because she's still going through drama with the baby daddy and going through drama period, which she's getting paid for and getting attention from, so you can't save her.
There was kids there getting molested, and yeah.
You got molested?
Not there.
But in life?
Twice.
Oh.
Well, I don't know how many times you want to count it, but I mean.
Who's molesting you?
Well, I was molested by my mom's ex-boyfriend, from 3 to 6. And then I was molested by my from 13 to 16.
Hold on.
And then I had 30-year-old boyfriends when I was 16, 17, 18.
Where's he still out living his life?
He's living his life. Too.
Is that used to be with you?
Mm-hmm.
He was molesting you?
Yeah.
Do people know that?
No.
What?
Living his best life.
Oh my God.
Working at a car dealership in Florida.
Did you tell somebody?
Yeah, I did.
They believe you?
They believe me. The feds did.
The who? The Fed?
Mm-hmm.
So did he go to jail?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
You didn't press the issue?
Nobody ever goes to jail when it comes to me.
Why you think that?
I don't know. They just never do.
This is one of the alleged bodyguards that the comment section is saying abused her. She was abused by her mom's ex-boyfriend from 3 years old to 6, and her bodyguard from 13 years to 16. And it's probably a lot more going on than that. And like she said, no one goes to jail when it comes to her. And I think that the mom and the grandmother took Bhad Bhabie onto Dr. Phil to somewhat embarrass her and to get her to fall in line. And plus they wanted to get paid for it. Because on Dr. Phil, Bhad Bhabie never revealed that she had been abused. She just was talking crazy to her mom and her grandmother. She never revealed that. Abuse became normalized. All right, so this is Bhad Bhabie. This is her on the front of the hood of her ex-boyfriend and child's father, Levon. So what happened was Bhad Bhabie had publicly accused Levon of repeatedly abusing her through their 3-year relationship, claiming he had physically assaulted her at least 500 times. She also alleged he spat on her during her pregnancy and was dismissive after she had a miscarriage. So his response, instead of him addressing the allegations, he responded by sharing a video of Bhad Bhabie on the car on his vehicle and mocking her emotional state, referring to her as schizophrenic. She might be. Because of everything that she went through in her childhood, she might be. And unfortunately, there's nothing you can do to save her because she's a cash cow, because she made $78 million on OnlyFans. And she'd been making money before that, rapping and doing public engagements. So her family and people who were around her don't want her to get cleaned up. The baby daddy and other people have had their way with her, including abusing her. There's no one to save her, no one to clean her up. So when it comes to her mom being a Karen, I think her mom being a Karen is her way of trying to get rid of the weeds in Bhad Bhabie's life. But the mom is a weed herself. Father makes public statements because now that his daughter's making all this money, people want to interview him for money. He's making statements. This is basically Bhad Bhabie's life. So anyone who deals with Bhad Bhabie and the mom's being a Karen getting you arrested, I don't even feel bad for you. You want to feel bad for Bhad Bhabie, but I think Bhad Bhabie has just been rotten so long that she's just a terrible person. So it's almost like everything that I've mentioned in this video is more like a villain origin story where, yeah, she was a product of her environment, taken advantage of, she's abused, but she's also choosing to do bad things. And now that she's an adult, there's just nothing you can do except for basically stay out the way. The internet or social media was the best thing to happen to ratchet people, especially when you got shows like Baddies, other viral videos people are getting paid for, or they're not getting money, but they're getting recognition. The toxicity of American culture, the subculture that is, it's being rewarded with monetization and attention. So you can't save them. And she's probably still messing with dude. Or if she does, well, he probably has left her alone for Alabama Barker. Anyone else that she deals with is going to be no different than the guys that she mentioned talking to Ari, who have abused her and taken advantage of her. That's what she knows, and that's what she's used to. That's why I said earlier that, yes, there is legal consent that wasn't had, but unfortunately, because the mom looked the other way, allowed stuff to happen in the environment that she grew up in, no father in the home, she eventually, like most victims, start giving physical consent, and then the abuse, it warps and shapes their thinking to where they can't even grow up and have normal thinking to make the right decisions. And then on top of that, $78 million on OnlyFans, that made things even worse. So yeah, I know a lot of y'all wanted me to cover this story about Ricky Loopy Farrell getting arrested, saying, oh, it's racism. Well, you gotta understand that it's more to it than just simply that, because you're talking about people who are lowlives, who are hanger-ons to Bhad Bhabie. The mom, in her own way, is trying to get rid of the weeds, but Bhad Bhabie is a weed herself, and so is the mom and the dad. So I believe that Loopy was called racial slurs. I also believe that Bhad Bhabie uses racial slurs because she believes that she has an invitation to the cookout. It's a horrible situation, and if Bhad Bhabie would have never gotten on OnlyFans, she would have just been a public figure who is trash. But now that she's made that money, her family and other people who are surrounded her are going to continue to pimp her out, and there's nothing you could do about her. If you're going to raise your kids in low income area, whether you choose to or don't have a choice and it's made for you, you got to just be aware that these type of people exist and they're going to ruin your kids. You got to stay away from them, but you really can't stay away from them because you're going to the same public school, you live in next to them. You just got to basically be made aware. So it's very sad. It's a horrible situation. And I think someone like Bhad Bhabie, with her being 23 right now, she's not going to really turn her life around to be a positive impact on her child, if that ever happens, until she's like 30. So I know you all want that kid to have a better life. You can't buy class. I do believe both Loopy Farrell and Bhad Bhabie's mom, that they both played a negative part in the situation. And I think that Bhad Bhabie's mom was being a Karen, trying to protect her daughter from the ninjas. And the ninjas that Bhad Bhabie surrounds herself with make her feel comfortable like she did while growing up. And she's going to continue to be toxic. So in a way, Loopy Farrell, he knows what Bhad Bhabie's about. He signed up for what he got, which is being arrested. And the cops coming out, looking at his skin, looking at Bhad Bhabie's mom's skin, and being like, yeah, we're going to go with white is right. So what do you think? Let me know in the comment section your thoughts. Thumbs up the video, share it to your social media, subscribe, click the notification bell. Thanks for watching. Go forth, do great things, and I'm out. Peace.